Okay, so welcome back everybody to the Chupacabra Tutorials channel. I'm your host Larry, and today we're going to be talking about how to make hacking modules, which is this thing, which is going to allow us to open up locked doors, or at least tier 1 locked doors. This thing goes up to like tier 5 or 6 right now. So that's what we're working up to today. That's going to require a controller, an infrared emitter, and an LCD screen. So we can make most of this right now. I'm gonna need more circuit boards, it looks like, but we can make the start of this right now. And then I'm gonna have to go up to the office area and clean out the place. So we can go ahead and do that. Or it might as well do that. Let me eat some delicious crunchy carbuncle. Yum, yum, yum. Extra crunchy. I did a little cooking off screen while I was waiting for it to be day, but the problem is that I also didn't anticipate that we would need a bunch of stuff that I still didn't have to finish crafting this episode. So there you have it. Best laid plans of mice and men and all that good stuff. So with that in mind, we haven't really explored that area yet, so we might as well. It's like all our needs are pretty much on lockdown. We just have to avoid getting mauled to death. So basically what we're going to open up next is the manufacturing area via a portal to another dimension. And we're going to start getting some new friends around these places, which is where we're going to have to do some Hannibal Lecter related stuff in order to get really good gear. You know, nothing too crazy or weird. Actually, before I go up there, let's go ahead and charge these pieces of equipment. Because we're going to need our vacuum cleaner in tip-top shape to gather up all of the computer parts that we need. Arguably, we could go just to, we could go with floor 3 instead of the office, like, server farm area. But where would be the fun in that when we haven't been here that much yet? We kind of snuck around a little bit, because like I was going to steal a fridge or something, but I'm not going to bother with the fridge until a little bit later. So this is the data farm. You can tell because of all the data. I really don't have much else to say about the place, really. Other than be careful when you come here, because there's a lot of stuff that wants to kill you. Like that's a factor. Certainly. Alright, we need the circuit boards, so hopefully we sucked those up and not just flung them all over the room. Oh. Hello, little pest. That was actually kind of funny. I didn't even intend to do that. But I'll beat you to death. I sure will. See, if you wait until they do their little static charge, they'll basically just sit there while you beat them to death. Doesn't really work on normal terrestrial creatures, but hey, with space dogs, it works great. This documentary on how to beat space dogs to death is brought to you by the ASPCA. Only do it to space dogs, not real dogs. There's like paper and stuff inside these cabinets. Not a lot of stuff I terribly need right now. But you can literally get like $5 to spend on things, which is kind of funny. There's just this funny notion, like, you're surviving what is ostensibly an apocalypse, and you can still find $5 to stick in the vending machine, you know, to get a snack if you really want, you know. There's no sense facing off against the apocalypse and also being peckish, Larry. What do you think this is? You know, we've been making out like a bandit here with all these circuit boards, so we should have enough to craft what we need to craft. At least I hope we do. If not, we'll be back. Most of the circuit boards are in the computer towers, but they're always next to all the other stuff, so you might as well. Alright, we have this pest. I need to shoot you at something, because I think it would be funny. Are there any dogs spawned? Like, as you unlock newer and newer stuff, like, more and more problems start skulking around. Like they own the place, like this dog. Hey, bud. Ha ha. There you go. Alright, well, that was kind of climactic in like a really unexpected way, but yeah. Long story short, bring a Dust Devil Black & Decker like wet dry back to the apocalypse and you won't be disappointed. I think that's the takeaway here. But pretty soon, once we get new friends in the area, new violent humanoid looking friends, I'll be able to get my favorite backpack in the game, at least until later. It's like the only reason I'm excited about that is because I get to have a new fancy backpack. And who doesn't love a fancy backpack? They kind of changed this from the last time they updated this game. Where now, like, this office area, clearly people are running away and, like, barricading themselves and blocking off certain areas so that you couldn't murder them. And, you know, I kind of feel that. I kind of feel the don't murder me portion of this adventure. But hey, it is what it is. I've also been kind of impressed with this game in regards to like how they handle wraparounds. Everything kind of neatly combines back to this central area, but at the same time, and here let me come back up here and I'll show you what I mean. You can also look and see in the distance areas that you're going to be going to in the future. We're going to avoid pissing off that dog in there. Alright, we're going to avoid looking that dog that we just pissed off in the eyes. But basically, areas like this, you can literally see areas that you're going to go to in the future in the distance, and then eventually you unlock a wraparound that comes through here so that you can literally just walk there in the not too distant future. So it's kind of cool like that. I like that feature. It's kind of like why I liked original versions of like Dark Souls over Demon Souls, was because you get to see where you're gonna go, and then you're like, you get there and you're like, oh, this is great, I saw this in the distance. It's as horrible as I imagined it would be. It's full of murder and monsters, and I think that guy's a demon. I don't know, but we're gonna fight it. It's gonna be great. I'm also interested in like how this is gonna pan out for certain things when I'm alone versus when I have help. Just because this is definitely one of those games where having an extra set of hands to bludgeon something to death or to carry extra stuff is super duper handy and super duper important. Because, you know, pack ratting and managing your inventory is like one of the biggest details of this game. Especially if you don't want to build 15 bases every 5 feet, because then all your stuff gets spread out and makes crafting a pain in the butt. So with that in mind, let's see if we can't craft us a hacking unit. What's my food at? I mostly get dehydrated before I get hungry, but that's why I've got this lovely pot of soup. So what do we got? Lots of stuff is the answer. Lots and lots of stuff. So we needed to make these computational cubes, which requires this stuff and this stuff and this stuff and this stuff. We need to make 2 more of those. We did have plenty of the stuff for that, so that's good. So where's our hacking unit? So over here, we need to make an LCD screen. We need a glow stick, which I just made one, I think. Oh, I made the actual LCD screen, so that's super handy. Now I just need to make the controller, which requires keyboards, phones, and screws. So I've got screws, phones, and keyboards, question mark? I'm gonna make, well, I'm gonna make 2 of these if I can. Because I need another one later to build in my favorite building area of security. So there you have it. So now we just need the infrared emitter, which requires broken glass. So funny enough, there's actually a slot in our inventory for the keypad hacker, so that we don't have to keep running around like we're gonna get, like, with an extra wasted slot in our inventory. So let's go ahead and put all this stuff back somewhere. I'm gonna keep this with us because we're gonna need it in like a minute. And yeah, that's shaping up pretty well, actually. I'm kind of happy with that. Now we're gonna go to a place that everyone says all roads lead back to. But I won't spoil it until we get there. So, ostensibly, we're gonna go up and around to the security area, where I showed you guys the back door to get into where we're trying to get to. So this is security. I like security because this door we're about to open is this impenetrable gate that stuff can't get through. And if we come over here and fix this computer, we can close that security gate and literally nothing can break through this. Stuff can still spawn in here until we upgrade this place. But this is nice because it comes with its own charging pad. It's got some free furniture and vending machines you can shake. And then there's just this nice little room over here that you can put a bunch of safety equipment if you have to go AFK and you're hosting a multiplayer server. You've also got an upstairs area that has only got really one entrance and exit that you can easily turn into a bedroom, or pretty much whatever you want, because there's this space back here in the firing range. So I don't know, this is just really convenient this early on in the game. And it's very centralized to different areas where you're going to end up going. Like, that's the doorway to manufacturing, and it even comes with a zip line. A zip line with free nachos, I might add. Occasionally these nachos spawn when you boot up a server. But there's a zip line that goes to that dumpster over there and leads to that door. So it's super convenient. The only downside to this, though, is that you have to end up going in and out through the back door over there. But, you know, there's worse things to have to deal with, in my opinion. So we're just going to leave this place alone. Just note that if I come back, or if we all come back to this, and I'm in this area with a base setup, that's why. Because I'll probably do a lot of the moving and upgrading stuff in that area while I'm off screen. Just because, well, moving stuff back and forth while yammering, while entertaining, I'm sure, is not going to make a whole episode. It'll take me like a good hour just to do that. What was I gonna do? I guess we could look up here. I set up a jump pad, but I don't remember what's up here. There's some pipes up here. Ow. Thanks, bud. Oh, very nice of you. I guess there's pain up here. Long story short, there's pain upstairs. And that's basically it. And that's unfortunate, because I'm not the biggest fan of that. Okay, anyway. So what did we come up here for? We have this hacking unit. And this hacking unit will allow us access to other areas. It's gonna allow us into here. And unfortunately, also in here is an alien. And I'm gonna beat it to death with a stick. Hey, bud. How's it going? Going, buddy. I know you can shoot laser beams. Unfortunately, I'm trained to deal with laser beams. I use a lead pipe. It's surprisingly effective for laser beams. I don't know why. Jury is out on that one. But thanks for playing. Yeah. I'm also gonna charge this bad boy up before we leave. And I just realized that for some reason we have a spare flashlight from somewhere, and I'm gonna leave that here, because you really don't need those for anything. Weirdly, you would think that if you were gonna make, like, additional flashlight technology to, like, put on your person, you'd think to yourself, perhaps I would use a flashlight and, like, duct tape it to my head for a headlamp or something. But no, you don't use functional flashlights for that, you use broken ones. I don't fully understand the logic there, but that's where we're at. That's kind of the thing with, like, survival games. Sometimes there's just things that are game logic only, and not meaningful logic. So what do we got? We got some random stuff. Really what we're interested in is we need the hacking unit to come over here.
Scientist, do not reignite the rift. There are abominations within. My brethren crossed over to seal your folly. Is the cost of your knowledge not already clear? If you will not stop yourself, we will.
So basically, there's some really nice, swell military fellers who came and attacked us at this facility and set off this really nasty everything. And yeah. So they're the reason why everything's kind of going to hell here. There's kind of implied paramilitary religious zealotry. They don't like science because, well, we open magical interdimensional rifts and they're full of abominations or whatever. I don't know. They're not a big fan of our work here. Let's just put it that way. Where do I want to put stuff to store till we come back? There's, like, lockers down here, right? Yeah. I'm gonna store the junk that I don't want to bring with. I don't really need well, the radioactive stuff I might need. I don't really need a lot of this stuff, though, because we're not really gonna do a bunch of fighting. I know you think to yourself, you're probably gonna do a bunch of fighting. You're putting on a radiation hazmat suit, Larry. Like, that all smells a lot like fighting. And you'd probably be right, admittedly. But in this particular case, not really. I mean, things will attack us, but for the most part, there's nothing we can really physically do about it, so I'm just not going to worry about it. So there you have it. Am I missing anything? I'm going to come back and ransack these places a little bit more thoroughly. But, yeah. So this is normally the first rift you go in if you don't find that other one that I showed you guys. But we've obviously been through a rift, so we know how rifts work. So we're just gonna go explore. And for right now, we've emerged inside of a treehouse, inside of a weird, foggy city, and this is Flathills. So this is the Flathills dimension. You can farm a lot of really good materials here. And the locals, very, very prone to hugging. That's about all I can really tell you. They're huggers. And, And we spawned in this house on the edge of town. that admittedly doesn't make a lot of sense that it's here. Like, why would there be a house in the middle of this part of town? But it is what it is. And there's some goodies here. I'm not really gonna fixate on the ones that we can get outside, except maybe the duct tape. But you can get things like arcade machines in here and peas. There's also dead soldiers with MRE packs. We can make those into food too. And we need some salt to flavor our food. We're gonna get pretty sick of pea soup pretty quick, but until then, it's gonna be amazing. We can also get packages of tomato seeds. I haven't done a lot of growing stuff in this game yet. It's not super exciting. It's a lot like real life. Like, as long as you keep an eye on the weeds and... Well, actually, there aren't any weeds in this game because you're growing them in a pre-potted mix. But just like in real life, throw plants in the soil, add water, and presto bingo bango. As long as it's not cold, everything should be fine. But yeah, we had a bunch of scientists in this dimension. We're doing some research on the locals. And then, you know, the military guys rolled in, and I'm sure you can tell just how well that went. The answer is splendidly. What could ever go wrong in that scenario, Larry? What could ever go wrong? So another thing you can get in here is ice cream. And if you're in an area that has a lot of heat problems, ice cream is the perfect thing to cool you off. Oh, I didn't bring a screwdriver to package stuff. That's annoying. Well, we'll be coming back here multiple times, so don't you worry. Unless I can find a screwdriver immediately, which is possible. There's lots of other stuff here, like pots and pans, which I do want. If you need to potty, they do have a toilet in here. Do I need a potty? No, I do need a nap, though. And there's all kinds of stuff you can find in here. It's not going to get weird for a moment, though. Not until we go through the vents. Our objective here is just to remind everybody, like, we're looking for something specific. We're trying to find a battery. Very specific power cell that a bunch of the emails were referring to.
At last you are here.
So this is Marion. He's one of the people who was researching here. And you might notice he's got a very funny outfit. It matches those fellas outside.
You want out? Of course you want out. Like them, the giants. You are trapped here. But shut down the devices. Your devices. Remove the power cells. 1, 2, 3. You'll have your way out. But what then? When you've opened your door, what then? Eh?
I'm not entirely certain if Marion's all here.
Gone. The Crusaders saw to that. So there's no one to stop you.
I'm also not entirely certain if that's a costume or if it's taking over his brain, but that's sort of a him problem and not really an us problem. We're in like an old Blockbuster right now. I always kind of thought that was a nice touch. This game is full of all sorts of fun vintage stuff. So now we can loop back around to where we started. So if you, for whatever reason, like, wanted to go back now, we could just hop through this portal. But again, we're here for a very specific reason, so we're gonna do that. So what does this email say? Hi Jim, what's the operating lifespan of the Flathill containment system? How long do the power cells last? Don't worry about it. They're high-density sodium cells, good for at least a month, but I'd wager longer. There's plenty of redundancy in the containment system, too. You have to pull all three to reopen the gateway. Access to the rooftops is restricted. And anyway, no one would be crazy or stupid enough to do that. Yep, definitely not. Definitely no one would be that crazy. I'm glad you understand me so well. So, this is just a stealth bit. Like, you just want to avoid being seen by the big boys. Because you can't really hurt or kill them. And so you just want to avoid that, and you'll be fine. We can do one thing, which is we can hop through here if we want. This is unfortunately locked right now, but later we'll open that. We can just use this as a shortcut to get back through. And then later, obnoxious things could potentially spawn back here that I want to farm because they drop goodies that I want. But we don't have access to what we need back here, so we're just gonna go sneak through the Brinks Home Security truck.
Oh.
Look, man. We're sneaking through an apocalypse. You can nap later, okay? I'll eat something. I don't know. We'll consume this ice cream as a treat. How tired am I? I'm not that tired. We're only half tired. Get out of here with that nonsense. So the stealth system of this kind of works a little bit like a Bethesda game. Where as long as the little line in the center of our screen isn't eyeball shaped, like nothing can really see us. Which is convenient. So we're gonna go to the arc. Oh, there's a sewer now. What? This is new. Didn't realize they have a sewer. That's as yummy as I figured the sewer would be, but okay. Well, that's nifty and new. Okay, I guess we can open up that pathway now. Didn't realize. That's kind of cool, actually, that there's new goodies in here. Fortunately, this also means I have to be careful because I don't see the monsters right now. But hey, if you need another toilet, there's literally a working toilet right here. There's the big giant, so we'll wait till he goes past. Oh, he's seen us, which is unfortunate. Oh, they can reach in here now. Neat. I mean, this could be kind of obnoxious early on in the game, like if you're not prepared for this, but if they can't fit in here and literally touch us, there's not much they're gonna do. Really. Okay, it looks like he's calming down and minding his own business again, which is good. It's good. I'm trying to remember where we're going right now, but I don't entirely recall. Oh. There's a guy back here. Oh, he sees us. So I guess these are supposed to be like, these monsters in here are supposed to be controlled by some sort of composer hive mind that controls them to some degree. I'm not, there's like some sort of implication that some of these entities are kind of out to get us to a degree. They want out of their dimension. So they can do all sorts of nefarious things. What those things are, couldn't tell you. So, I want inside of this arcade. Where do I go? Probably back in here. Yeah, this is looking familiar. There's another one right here, so I'm gonna walk up to this door and wait. So I do have a bunch of stuff that I probably don't need that I can get outside of here. Like, I probably don't need the duct tape, and I probably don't need the ice cream, because the ice cream I can't really use for much. So I'm just gonna eat that right now. Someone out there is probably like min-maxing this and is like, Larry, how could you? You need that ice cream. You don't understand the scientific implications. And you're right, I probably don't. But we are just trying to survive through the apocalypse and mostly get out alive. Like, sanity is optional. Let's not start throwing around as if that's important now. Most of this is all barricaded up because, well, soldiers came pouring through the rift and started attacking everybody, and I'm sure you could imagine that went amazingly well. And what do? Oh, the new data about the composer. I'm not sure where you see that information. Compendium. Registry. Composer. Containment protocol. Effective containment of non-adjusted ISO 64 specimens requires the facility to be located at least 2,000 meters from any perforation phenomenon. All locations are to be equipped with perforation suppression fields, backup power, and fully hermetically sealed. Acoustic baffling is recommended as the long-term effects of exposure to the composer's songs are currently unknown. Oh, that's why they call them composers, because they use songs. Touch your butt. Got it. Okay, well, here's the first power cell. And I do like how they kind of pace this so you don't have to do it all in one go. Like, you can come back here. Because this can be a lot to take in the first time you do this. So we can grab one power cell, which I'm going to start eating some pills here. So that I don't get irradiated. Is there anything out here? I can look down at that guy. At all of those boys. But these pills will help protect me from radiation, because that power cell I just picked up, very radioactive. And I don't think this is actually... I don't think that's an exit. I think that's a way to another location. Yes, this is where we want to be. This leads us to part of where's going to be an arcade in a minute. Yes, we're over the bowling alley. Haha. So this is Nacho Central. If you need nachos, crave nachos, or require nachos in your diet, you can come in here and get some. And you can also package some of these arcade machines and bring them with you as decorations in your base. Then they can play music. It's very fun and festive and definitely doesn't degrade your sanity slowly over time. I mean, not really. I say that jokingly, but it doesn't really have any particular negative effects on you. It's just a fun little detail to have as a decoration. And one thing that's always true about any game with survival mechanics built in is that they want you to decorate. Or if they're a good one, they should want you to decorate. So now that I've picked up some nachos, I can make a pest trap. I can capture one of those little jumpy pests and turn them into my pet. That will allow me to enslave them for diabolic purposes. And some people just like having nachos around because it's fun, so why not, you know? What do I not terribly need? I can get tomato seeds outside of here, so we'll just put that away. I also love how they recreated, like, the generic carpeting that somehow, like, infiltrated and filled every single, entertainment place in, like, the 80s through the 2000s. I think they probably still use it to this day.
Dr. Derek Mance reporting, Research Director. IS-046 seems to sing to itself, if you could call it that, emitting a series of resonant tones suggestive of communication. The cavities that create these sounds appear to be the same cavities the creature uses to ingest anyone who comes within reach.
Okay, so yeah, they want to, like, assimilate people and eat them, but also escape. I don't know, it's a complex little ditty. What do I not really need that badly right now? We're gonna need the MREs. We don't need these chemicals. I can get chemicals elsewhere. So let's go through the next little portal. Ah, yes, my least favorite portion. So, long story short, we're in this weird maze-like library with one of the tall lads, and we just have to avoid getting murdered by them and escape through this door over here. One of them, anyway. It's one of those things where, like, you remember doing them in the moment, but, like, what door you opened, when and where, and what order eludes me now. Oh, that's bad. He's gonna try to touch my booty hole. Which I'd rather he didn't do, admittedly. He's gonna reach in here. He wants me. I am pretty tantalizing, I won't lie. Alright, we're just gonna wait a moment for him to calm down and wander back the other way. I'm getting very radioactive too because I've got all this on me. I'm gonna get a third one too, that's the best part. Alright, he's going back that way. Which is good. That's what I want him to do. Could we not, sir? Could we? I'm also slightly slowed because I'm fat walking. The annoying thing that I will say about the enemy's awareness in this game is that, like, if you walk out the side door, they'll know that you're walking out the side door. Like, on its face, that's not, like, super annoying, but it's just, like, a caveat of, like, playing a game with NPCs in them. Alright, here's what I'm looking for. This red door. These are safety rooms over here, which is good. And this will lead me to where I need to go next. Oh, are we gonna act like we can see me now? Even though I'm very much out of sight? Okay. Well, that's spooky monsters for you. They've got to have a tantrum when they can't eat you. Well, that boy's just gonna have to deal with it, 'cause I can escape down the ladder. And if we really wanted to, instead of going over the last little bit, we could escape through this door back to our dimension. But again, not a terribly big deal, because he will eventually calm himself down and go back to what he was doing in his room. Like a good little giant boy. Trying to eat my organs.
The facilities.
Alright, we'll go find a place to poop soon, self. Don't you worry, buckaroo. How badly do I need to poop? Not terribly. Sir, could you go so I can poop? Like, usually you don't take this long to mind your own business. Goodness. Alright, well, if that's what we're gonna do, I'm gonna go poop in the house. Oh, I forgot to open this door. Oopsie. Well, it's not terribly important. I think there was a place to poop in here. There's a lot of places to poop in a lot of different other... Oh, here it is. There's a lot of places to poop in a lot of other places. Yeah, this is where you hunt down and get like a lot of different materials that you need in this game. Especially batteries early on. We really only need one to get to where we're going, but we're gonna go all the way to the end because we can. And this will become a frequent farming location for us. Oh wait, that area I didn't unlock yet isn't unlockable yet because I have to walk across this bridge. So basically we just have to get to the top of this skyscraper. And then that's the end of this particular little adventure. We should be able to get there before I get dead tired and my character passes out. In theory, anyway. I could sleep on a couch if we find a nice couch on the way. Again, don't ask me about the layout of this dimension. That there's a skyscraper right next to a CEO's house. Or maybe do. Like, maybe that's just... That actually kind of tracks a little bit. This is also a source of fridges, if you need a fridge. And salt. There's lots of salt around. There's also a bunch of computers in here that you can get. We don't really need that stuff, per se. Is there any story stuff in here hiding out? I don't think so. It's mostly just computers. Oh, here it is.
Dr. Mance reporting. On the advice of Keystone, Gate has established a facility here in Flathill. We judge it unwise to advertise our activities. So for the time being, our presence is, necessarily clandestine, if not a bit syrupy. The location was selected for the convergence of certain geomagnetic forces that amplify the power of our perforation equipment. We stand poised on the brink of an entirely new technology. I'm convinced of it.
Alright, so we're gonna have to just run in this one because this boy's guarding it. Hey, bud. Leave me alone. You don't want to grab me. I promise. He's gonna try, though. But I'm slippery. So basically, if you wanted to get a hold of one of the bobbleheads in this game, there is the giant bobblehead to be had in the other end of this room. You can just lure the giant all the way over here to this gate. And, yeah. Ow. Unfortunately, I think I may have just fucked myself over here. Oh, that's not good. Oh, he's eating me. Okay. So the good news is, you don't actually have to redo these worlds, and that's why these wraparounds are nice. I've never actually died to one of those before. That was actually kind of cool. Actually, that's actually kind of convenient at the same time, because I also don't have to worry about feeling sleepy now. Alright, well, we're gonna try that in a different route then, so I can get my stuff. Basically, there's I think there's a ladder up to there that you can do actual proper sneaking instead of just blundering through brute force. But yeah, you can lure that guy over to where I was trying to get through that gate that was locked. And then you can duck through the gate, run back over, and get that bobblehead that's sitting on top of one of the servers. I'm gonna do a video later about how to get all the bobbleheads once I'm through to the hydroelectric plant area. The latest and greatest stuff. So until then, you know, stay tuned. So one of the places we can sneak in and hide is in here. And he'll basically just reset if we just chill out in here long enough. Which is kind of handy. I'm gonna have some pills. We'll just be kept calm and warm from the hum and exhaust of these lovely servers. Everyone's favorite. Yeah, for whatever reason, that door didn't want to behave. Maybe I actually need to go open that, which would make sense. Again, normally I do this with other people, so it's entirely possible that I've always just benefited from them going in here first. Because I've always been weighted down by stuff. Oh, there you go. So now I'm gonna open this, and I can come back whenever I need to. Normally, I'm the one that comes back in here when we want the bobbleheads, and I run in here like a crazy person wearing no gear, so I'm faster, and then I grab that bobblehead right over there, and then jump back over here. But not this time. So anyway, let's grab this bad boy, open up the rift, grab some random junk on our way out, and off we go. Where we stop, I already know. So it just puts us back over here in this side room next to some scientists where we can exit through a couple different pathways. Now I'm going to be able to unlock these back doors to different areas. And now we're going to talk to these two, who are recurring characters in our little adventure.
That it knows we're here, Janet. There's nothing holding it back. Flathill is open.
You'll have to forgive my colleague, Abe. He's had a bit of a shock. We tried to get out through Flathill, and, well, some people died. Then, some genius deactivated the composer containment system. So, clearly, we need to find another exit out of here. And that's looking like manufacturing west. I don't exactly enjoy the idea, but our options are limited.
Alright, so yeah, these two characters are going to come back, and they're going to be joining us again later. They're also the ones that have been blocking these doorways. Not that I can really blame them. But because I'm already overcumbered with crap, I can't really go that way. So I'm going to have to exit over here. And hopefully there's not a bunch of annoying stuff. Nope, we're good. Sometimes as you unlock stuff, certain things happen. By which I mean, like, newer and fresher hells and aliens become available to torment us. But not this time. I love using the vacuum cleaner to kill those. It's like the best. Oh, are we gonna be a problem? Alright, well that wasn't too bad. Anyway, we also got like a status effect when we left Flathills. We got Fog Brain. Your stamina drains at a slower rate for a time. It's kind of handy. What do we got in between us and safety? One of these bad boys. That's fine. We're just gonna run past them. You didn't see nothing. I don't know how long that they'll chase. I guess that long. Hey, bud. I mean, I guess we can do this your way if you want. Well, I mean, I'm just leveling my blunt weapon skills, buckaroo. You just volunteered to be my subject. Get beat to death. Because you couldn't mind your own business. So something else that happens every time you go into some of these more large and important environments, like the Flathills dimension, is new events can happen in the evening time. Which is why we definitely want to be inside of our base before that happens. So, let's put a bunch of stuff away. And then we can throw down our arcade machines, temporarily. Because I honestly don't have anywhere else to store them. I don't want them in my inventory. And you don't actually need to plug these in to speak of. You just turn them on. They're kind of self-contained. So there's like a zombie one, and a construction worker one, and I think like a sci-fi laser shooter one, too. And they're good for ambiance. So there you have it. What else do I have? I have a poster. We're gonna plonk that down. Look, Detour, the game, the movie, the life, the experience. And then we're going to take one of these. We're just gonna take one. We're gonna put the rest of them in a box, because these are super radioactive. In fact, I'm gonna eat these. Because these are about to go bad anyway. And I'm a hungry boy. In fact, I could probably deal with my thirst by having some of that soup I made the other time. Delicious, yummy soup. Alright. Oh, that's great. That's like the thing I don't really want to deal with right now. So we're gonna leave before one opens up in the base. Like the important part of the base, not like the part that we're just borrowing to cook food part of the base. So, what we needed that for was over by security, where I activated that area we're gonna hang out in a minute. In fact, can I walk over there yet? No, I have to activate it from the other side. Basically, there's a wraparound door that way that leads to that back door that we have to get into to gain access to the rest of that spot. And I want access to that spot, because it's, again, my newfound, recently found favorite building spot this early in the game. It even comes with its own free TV right here, so what's not to love? It's just that you can't really use it until you have access to that other door, because that's the only door that you can use from both sides. So, we're going to activate this bad boy next to this dying dude.
Try level 3. The power cells. Energy research team.
So yeah, he's not gonna make it, unfortunately. He's gonna die. So now we can open this. And that gives us access to the other half of this facility, which includes the toilet. Now, one of the things that's kind of handy is you can break down these benches, because these are just in the way. I wish you could break down these lockers or move them with a tool later, but you can't. But at least they're storage. Even if they're not, like, how do I describe, the most usable? So, like, there's a tool that we can use that allows us to synergetically with, like, magic or whatever you want to, science, to teleport items out of boxes when you're crafting with them. These lockers don't count as proper storage containers, so whatever's in them is going to get ignored, which isn't the worst thing. Like, having a storage container for things that you don't really want to use all the time is great. It's actually super handy. But it's just something to keep in mind when you use a facility like this. Oh, this is an even better backpack. Heck yeah. So every time you get better backpacks, they have a certain amount of carry space. Like this one's got 21 capacity. And I think early on, the best capacity you're going to get is a 30 capacity backpack that I'm going to try to get as quickly as possible. It's part of why I wanted to get to this point where we can unlock this, because that's going to give us access to the buddy that's going to drop that for us. And now that we're back here... Oh wait, this isn't where I wanted to be. This is a different wraparound, which we do need. But I wanted to go over there, to that lift, and go down a level. Oh, and here's a screwdriver that I needed. Well, at least he's still alive for now. I don't know when he dies, but yeah. I mean, since I don't want to deal with the nonsense that's happening back at base, I could, in theory, leave and come back. But I don't know if stuff's gonna spawn and break everything, and I don't want to deal with that, so... We're gonna go be adults about this and face the portals. Time is it? It's almost time for nighttime anyway. So, oh, there's our boy. So basically, if you kill him and skin him, he drops two things that we want. But I don't have the stuff that I want to use to kill him yet, so... I don't really want to deal with that necessarily immediately. I wonder if I can make a gun for him yet. Let's see. Well, I could make a couple of these. Where is the boy? I hear him, I just don't see him. He drops crap, too. These are like rats. They're referred to as rats. They're like scouts for those military guys. And if I kill him, I can get his backpack, and I can also get his protective suit. And I want both of these things because they're super good. But the problem is he hits like a truck, and I need to net him in order to get one of his items. Okay, this doesn't work. Ow. Alright, well, as you can see, that didn't work super great. Basically, I can make a net gun, and I can shoot him with the net gun. And that allows me to kill him easier with a blunt object and get his suit and his backpack. The backpack you get by netting him and beating him to death. The suit you get by skinning him alive, or skinning his dead body. Don't ask me how that works. I don't know. I just work here. Alright, well, let's sleep before the incoming portal storm, because that's about to happen. Alright, we had a little nappy poo. What are we on? We need something to drink, which soup counts as liquid, so we're good on that now. And eventually we need to poop. Oh, there's one out here. Great. Let's put this in our inventory. Hopefully it's just a couple piss. That's like the best case scenario. And right when it turns like nighttime and the lights go out is when these events spawn things, so that's gonna be a thrill and a half. There's nothing super important in this room though. Like, besides our flesh. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm attached to my flesh. But, like, this early in the game, worst case scenario, it's a peccary. Best case scenario, it's just a pest I can pick up with this gun and shoot other pests in the face with.
This sector will be powered down momentarily. If you have not already evacuated the facility, consider this your top priority. Have a wonderful and productive evening.
I'm just hoping that one doesn't open up in that room. That's one of the other upgrades you can get for... So you can get two upgrades that I really want for the bench. One is you can teleport items to the bench to craft, so you don't have to rifle through every box. Although I will be upgrading the boxes to be properly sorted and organized. The other thing is that you can put a portal suppressor that deletes these portals. It used to just prevent them from spawning, but now it shoots them with a death ray and deletes them from time and space. So I like that. It was very fancy, very sci-fi. So I guess pretty soon we're gonna have to deal with this. I don't know. I'm gonna go poop real quick.
I believe I need to, defecate.
I've definitely seen people who, like, make this area, this back area, and that back hallway behind the cafeteria kitchen, like, their permanent base for the whole of the game, which isn't wrong. There's not really a wrong way, considering this whole place is, like, centralized around the start of this game. But at the same time, like, it could be more efficient. It could be safer from different enemies that you have to deal with. But it's really just a matter of taste. Like, it's like a house, right? Some people like an open floor plan. Some people like a maze of different little rooms. One for your study, and one for the library, and one for your breakfast nook, and then one for your bedroom, and then one for your walk-in closet. Everyone has different tastes for things. And sometimes it's just a trend where, over time, things change. Okay, what's it gonna be? What do we win? What's our prize? Portal storm has started. Excellent. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna keep that as ammo in case something bigger spawns. And until this thing goes away, more stuff can spawn. That's what I was afraid of right there. And the damaging that they can do with things like their charge. Okay, air feels normal again, so we're fine. Nothing spawned in the actual important part of the house, so that's also good. And I'm due for more soup. So if you do play this game, and I think I've said before, I do fully recommend that everyone play this game. It's a fantastic game. Especially if you love survival genre games. If you do play this game, and you do want to make soup, because soup is great, then you're going to want to definitely... Oh, there's two of you. Ow. You're going to want to use soup, and you're going to want to use the website for the soup, because it's just an easier way to read through the recipes. So let me find that. Abiotic Factor soup. And then there's like a peccary goulash, pest goulash. Here it is. Okay, we have what we need for a meaty stew. And that's what we're gonna do. Oh, there's two more of you. I mean, welcome, gentlemen, to dinner time with Larry, where we take care of all of your meal needs and then kill you. What do I not need to have on my person? I do need to have this to fill up with water. So we're gonna go get some water from our cooler, which is here. Fill the container. You're not filled completely. That's rude. Alright, we're gonna put this back in there then. Which means we need additional water from terrible, terrible sources. Oh, there's the coworker. He's trapped in the cafeteria. That's a good place for him. I didn't really bring a lot of different sources of water, but one of the things you can do is take this gross water and you can clean it the same way we've always been cleaning water since the dawn of time, by boiling it so that it doesn't give you diseases. You can also at the start of this game get like iron belly, where the fact that the water's tainted and disgusting won't bother you any. I didn't do that. So we're gonna clean some water and then cook with it. So we're just gonna slap this. Well, first I'm gonna drop something. Because I pack ratted a bunch of stuff again. So we don't need to have these pills on us or these bandages right now. And then I'll plonk this here to clean itself. And now that it's daytime, I'm going to sort through a bunch of stuff. Clean up after myself. Like some kind of adult. Who does that, really? I mean, really. I guess we can go get yet more water. But basically, I'm going to put those peccary parts in with one of the pest rumps. And then that's going to make a delicious stew. So that's what I'm going to do. That's the plan. Until then, I think I'm going to end out the episode here, everybody, and start working on moving stuff to the new base and give you guys a tour when I get there. And until then, I've been your host, Larry. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Bye, everybody. And it's been great playing this game with you.